Okay, so let's continue. Number 3. First, we did dopamine, then the power of the present, now intrinsic motivation and connecting to the source. Not the source being God or Chi or Gaia or whatever external source. No, the God or Chi or Gaia within you. There's actually a neural pathway inside your brain and inside your being which you can activate, and then you can tap into that same source that probably connects all of us. The source, as for example talked about in Star Wars. It exists inside of you. I think you already know this because you must have felt it at moments. But let me explain you in a more of a scientific manner. Also, if you want to find the research backing what I'm explaining you, definitely read the side notes. Yeah, so you can dive into these topics. So for now, let's talk a bit about intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation on the one side and extrinsic motivation on the other side. Intrinsic motivation, or let me start with extrinsic motivation. It's the easier one. Extrinsic motivation is about nouns. So house, car, money, fame, fortune, applause, those elements. It's also often not directly influenceable by you, or it is not certainly in this time. It is often more future orientated. So I want to become a millionaire, something that you want to have in the future. So have, future. Intrinsic motivation is about being now. So being is an action-based verb, not a noun. It's being in a state of loving, in joy, peace, freedom. Those elements that you feel in now. It's not something that you acquire in the future. No, you are that now. And that makes you more aware and more focused on the present. And as discussed in previous video, that's of course a very powerful tool when you need to make a decision. When Bicycle Boy needs to decide, am I going left or right? Then it's probably best to become aware of your state in now than focusing so much on a future distant goal that only exists in your mind. Because as you know, the future is only happening in your imagination. It's not real. It's not there yet. So you have the power of now. Not only that, intrinsic power of intrinsic motivation is also stronger because it's closer to you. It is closer to your inner being, and therefore, because it's closer by, it's simpler, it's easier, it has less thresholds or barriers on the way, so to say. Closed doors. It is connected to your authentic core, to that what you do, what you love most, so to say. So realize that intrinsic motivation is not only in the present and closer to you as a person. Extrinsic motivation is further away, not only in physically but also in a timely fashion. But often extrinsic motivation is also determined by people other than you. So culture or companies or your teachers or your parents or whatever. Other people in your environment. And these often tend to drain you, and the intrinsic motivation often tends to fill you up. Okay. Let that sink in for a sec. Intrinsic motivation, state of being in present. Extrinsic motivation, nouns in the future. This doesn't necessarily mean that intrinsic is good, extrinsic is bad. Good and bad are just mental labels, also not real, does not exist. So you are only connected to your inner works or you're not. Whether that's good or not, it's up to you. What I want to say here is that there is a unique blend that works for you. So a bit of extrinsic motivation and a bit of intrinsic motivation. In some topics or at some moments in time, you're fully extrinsic motivated. For example, when somebody is about to pull a gun on your head. That's like an extrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation would be, okay, I might want to survive the situation. So often this extrinsic and intrinsic motivation tend to blend as well. So when you find your personal blend in that particular moment of time, that's when you balance these two forces. So extrinsic being black, for example, intrinsic white, you have black and white and every color in between. This is also known as the quantum spectrum. So we have all these different flavors. So extrinsic, intrinsic motivation is not so much binary. It's not yes or no. It's a mix. Okay? It's a personal mix for your personal balance. So allow me to share you a few tricks. I will also share them in the slides and we will show them up here. We will go in depth in each of these topics, okay? So no worries if you think like, okay, I want to get it more practical, so to say, I want to learn how. Don't worry, we got your back, but in separate videos. Otherwise, it would have been a huge ass video. So reflect on your values. What's important for you? What are your core values? This is one of the next topics coming up. Also explore your passions. In other words, what gives you energy, tend to go into that and try to avoid what drains you, okay? Set meaningful goals. So based on these core values and what gives you energy, you can quantify goals, not only make them smart, so specific, measurable, etc., acceptable, also make them hard. So really try to feel these elements. Also, research show that when you are becoming more aware that you're really intrinsically motivated, it even gives you a more boost of motivation. Eventually, you will train your motivation in such a way that it becomes a habit, so to say. But more about habits in a further section. Other than that, you can read them up for yourself. Important is mindfulness and becoming aware of your thoughts. We will show you how to do that in later videos as well. But a vital remark that I want to give a few more seconds is freedom and the importance of freedom. You can be intrinsically motivated, but you do need to have your resources and your freedom available to adjust the resources as you deem fit. So think about your time, your energy, your awareness, and all these elements. So if you don't have the time to figure out what you really, really like, then it's very hard to find what you really, really like. Even if you found what you love to do, if you do not have the resources available to quit your current job and shift towards the next job, that might also be a problem. So my suggestion in this phase, try to arrange as much freedom as you possibly can. And how to do that and why to do that, that I will save for the next video. Let me sum it up. Intrinsic motivation, state of being in the present. Extrinsic motivation, often externally orientated nouns or houses, etc. in the future. Try to make your own blend and you will find your way around motivation.